What's going on, everybody? This is Bryce Toohey with Small Cap Recap, joined with a special guest today. His name is Tony. Tony's running away. We're back to the crappy quality webcam, so my apologies. Today, unfortunately, pretty uneventful day in the market, but had a good day hanging out with my literal dog, Tony, not literal dog. I mean, like D-A-W-G, you know what I mean? He's my dog. Okay, that's okay. I'm done. Let's just get it. He's still watching. He's just hanging out here. So I think it's going to be a good small cap recap with the presence of Tony. Let's get right into the charts. How do I switch all this? It's been a while. Let me know down in the comments below how you traded today. I wasn't a huge fan of really anything in the market, if I'm being honest. There wasn't a lot that was moving. Let's go switch over here. So, I had a couple different gainers today. We had LVTX, which big gapper for sure. Unfortunately, sorry, Tony didn't like LVTX either. Had a really nice gap. Unfortunately, I actually noted this in Small Cap Rockets today. I went live this morning and said that the biggest problem with LVTX is more so that the true range of the stock, right? There's the percent gain, it's up, $2.30 a share, yada, yada, yada. The problem though, let's take this off real quick. The real range, even pre-market, when any volume started coming in was in here, and the highest we pushed out of that consolidation break, went from 530 up to 612, like not even a full dollar's worth of range on the top percent gainer of the day, which to me indicated a couple things. Number one, that given how much volume it had traded pre-market, it had traded a few million shares. It was going to be crowded. Because even on a few million shares in a low float, I'm pretty sure it actually rotated its float by the time market opened, right? And even after rotating its float once in a matter of like an hour and a half, it couldn't push more than $1. To me, the first thing that indicates is I need to get away from that. I need to stay away, stay far away. And unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, but kind of as I suspected, range throughout the day was minimal and very choppy. Not something I really wanted to be a part of. I've definitely cut out day one gappers from my style or from my trading right now in the moment. I'm also seeing PPSI here, and I actually haven't even looked at this chart yet, so I'm very intrigued, given that it's a power company, given that, nothing, unfortunately, is getting a whole lot better with the, energy crisis that's going on across the world right now. Even here in Texas, right? I'm in Austin, you guys know. Gas is still expensive, right? It's still about $3 a gallon. And I know I say that's expensive, and all of you that are in like California are like, what? I'm paying like $5.80 a gallon. Well, yeah, I understand, and it's obviously relative to the area, but relatively speaking, our gas prices are still high. They're down about 25% from highs, but we're still, when I moved here, for example, gas was like $1.25. We're still up 100%, right? Think of it like a stock chart, like literally like a supernova, right? Where we're finding, let's say here, right? After PPSI, we have this big spike, and then we have this consolidation here, and you can say, well, it's it doesn't have any potential to go higher. It's down 50% off of highs. Well, yeah, but it's also up 300% from lows. So, and what do you know? PPSI breaks out once again. I would not be surprised if gas prices look just like this, right? We get one more fake spike through like all-time highs. But what do I know? I'm not any macroeconomist or anything. But anyways, back to the point of that though, PPSI being a power energy stock, I definitely like that. I like the multi-day structure here. And I know this wasn't a crazy supernova or anything, and it was only up, 27% today, but definitely something I'd like to keep an eye on. To me, this is probably a slightly longer term chart, but keep in mind, the float is 4.9 million, so it's not that big. All they need is one good PR drop, and this thing, it wouldn't surprise me. We're gonna have a lot of resistance. I don't know if I see this necessarily breaking through all-time highs, but let's be honest, anywhere from that $6 to $9 range definitely has potential. So trading at about $4 right now, I like the look for sure. We had something very similar happen last time. We had a very similar pattern, right, where we had a multi-month consolidation, and we got a breakout, and it was on low volume. It didn't continue, and then literally once again the same thing happened where we get this
This looks more like, I guess still is a multi-month, but a multi-month trend break here, and we got a gap up, which is big here. This previous run where we got 300 million shares traded this day, and once again a fake breakout just like here. And history doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly does rhyme, as they say. So like something to keep an eye on, because for all we know, this crisis gets much worse, and a multi-month setup like this could turn into an all-time high breakout, even given the fact that it's all the way down at $3, down 75% off the highs. Charts like this in the energy sector, I put out a video about it on StocksToTrade, a couple on the Instagram, I think, a couple weeks ago. Energy stocks are going to be a very hot watch, I think, in the coming, probably months, more realistically. But as all of this like global crap continues, it's all a bunch. I hate it. I know you guys all do too. Let's see here. So I'm going to go over my trade from today. I was looking at BIAF for a first screen day. And it started, we had a big volume surge, and unfortunately no follow through. I stopped out at the end of the day here. Took unfortunately a full size loss on it. Just because, again, the first screen day is the pattern I'm trading right now, and this kind of gave me that volume surge confirmation I needed. We'll take a look at that daily chart here. It had all the right looks to it for me, right? The only thing that I mentioned that I didn't love is this gap day, where it was probably going to provide a lot of resistance, anywhere from realistically, $4, up until that $6 range. And so I figured a good profit target area for me was going to be about 350, maybe up to 4. And so I'm happy with the attempt. I'm happy with the trade. It's a trade I'd take again. It just didn't work, and I'll keep an eye on it for sure. I was also talking about MNMD this morning in small cap rockets here. And this was a really bizarre one. Very similar thing, right? So by the way, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw that I was tweeting about like an A+ setup. MNMD was kind of that A+ setup for me the other day after this big wick happened. And it unfortunately did nothing this day. The setup I needed for this to stay as an A+ first green day trade would have been a gap up today, and it didn't gap up. In fact, it hit a new low today. I generally don't like an exhaustion low play. If that exhaustion low happens in the same day that I'm going for the trade, which is why, I ultimately didn't take the trade. So we opened up down at 560, had a nice push, and in the end of the day, we had a huge volume surge and then faded off once again. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be a little bit tricky now that it's not able to, it cannot sustain any bit of momentum even after this attempt. I think the only way we're going to get a really clean trade on it is going to be a gap up. So I'll keep an eye out for a gap up, but at this point, it's going to have to gap through the $6 level. It's going to have to gap through likely 630. Really up through 640, provide that confirmation for me. So that's what I'm looking at there. BIAF and MNMD, I'm keeping an eye on for first green day. I also like NRBO for the multi-day structure that we're seeing here. We're basing a lot, but the only way I will take this trade on the long side is going to be a fake breakdown under 13. Break this low, maybe even under that $10 level, but the real key one to me is the 13. Get a fake breakdown under there and then rip. And ideally, I'd like to see that in the same day, or if we get a fake breakdown under 13, the next day we break out through. For example, we have GCT here, right? I was actually looking at this today as well, where we had that fake breakdown. Unfortunately, we just got no momentum off of it. It's a little bit frustrating, but I think now we start to see a turn. I wouldn't be surprised to see GCT the next day or two, right, get to a spot where, so we've had, remember, a failed bullish pattern is the best bear pattern, and vice versa. The best bearish pattern is a failed bullish pattern. So we saw that begin here on the multi-day consolidation. We got to break out through that trend. And then we just faded off pretty hardcore. Had a failed first green day attempt, faded off hardcore, exhaustion low, failed first green day attempt, faded again. And it looks like now we have the kind of the fake breakdown here, where we broke under that $13 support level, tested 12, and I wouldn't be surprised over the next 2 or 3 days we actually start seeing a spike, because it's very similar just on the inverse side to what it did last time. So definitely keeping an eye on GCT. Will it be a first green day trade? No, it won't technically be a first green day, but it will still be a bounce trade off of that exhaustion low is what I'm looking for there. So anyways, yeah, the only trade I did take today though was BIAF, and unfortunately it just failed. I could have absolutely cut it in here, but I'm trying to stay disciplined. I just had a stop set. I was busy all day. I was, making food and running a couple errands and hanging out with Tony. Had some company, me and Tony were just chilling. Although he did try to run away from me at one point today. I don't know if I can't tell if he doesn't like me or if, I could also have just been pretty stupid leaving the door open for as long as I did. Who knows? But all I know is that it's a Monday, and I know we used to do Cocktail Friday, but I made myself a cocktail for Monday, a glass of orange juice, with some tequila, a little bit. It's a Monday, guys. Listen, I'm not getting drunk on a Monday. I'm not that guy. But it tastes good, and yeah. Anyhow, let me know down in the comments below if you like any of my watches for the next few days. NRBO and GCT, BIAF and MNMD are my top 4 for like a more near term, but I also think PPSI is a really good one to keep it on watch. But let me know if you got any other stocks you're keeping an eye on down in the comments. Make sure you smash the like button, hit it so hard it's like Mike Tyson just jabbed it, gave it a little right hand hook or something. And besides that, make sure you're subscribed and maybe have the post notifications on too if you want to see my beautiful face every Monday, Thursday, and Friday. And yeah, that's all I've got for today. So happy Monday. Not necessarily Money Monday for me, but hopefully it was Money Monday for you. It's Tequila Orange Juice Monday for me. That's the better Monday, the far better Monday, right? Who wants to make money when you could have a tequila orange juice? I'm kidding, of course. Thank you guys for watching. I'm glad to be back doing these again, and I will see you, like I said, this week. I won't have time until either Wednesday or Thursday. So either one of those 2 days, I'll see you again soon. And until then, trade safe, trade smart, and have a great rest of your Monday. Bye, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for being a part of the Stocks to Trade family. We just hit 100,000 subscribers, but our goal by the end of this year is to get 150,000 new family members a part of our channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and maybe even turn on your post notifications. We cannot do this without your guys' support. So thank you so much. And if you want to see more of what we're doing, again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below. We'll see you in the next video.